friends, welcome to a brand new interview. We're always here at the Sustainable Friends Concept store right in the center of Milan, and right now we're conducting a series of interviews to present to you the Friend of the Earth brands who have also taken part in the Beyond the Claim fashion show during the Milan Fashion Week. So now we're here to present one of them, and it is the Ciriana brand, and we're here with one of the co-founders, Zofia. So thank you so much for being here first of all.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start presenting the Ciriana brand. It's a brand who also has a haute coat line. But first I want to ask you how the brand was created and also when, so the history of the brand.
Okay. The history is absolutely interesting, at least for me, because it was quite unexpected. So you can imagine I wasn't prepared for this at all. So I'm a psychologist. I graduated also from economics. So I was actually doing different things, and I didn't expect I might be, creating a brand. So the story, the history of Ciriana only proves that if you have something inside of you, you can't just suppress it. Okay. You can't just.
It will eventually come out.
Exactly, it will come out in a sudden, unexpected way. So this was actually my case, and it happened something like 13 years ago. I used to be a management consultant, so I was actually helping other companies to restructure, to get organized better, to go through those processes like transformations, takeovers, and this kind of things. And I was actually very successful. I was loving this job because it was so interesting. I love working with people, with interesting, intelligent people. So all of a sudden it happened that it stopped to be enjoyable. I stopped liking it. I even fell deep down to the den, as if to say, frustrated and unhappy. Okay. And I didn't know how to manage this because I was making a lot of money. I was really established, so to say, and I was 40 years old. So I decided to drop everything except for my family, and we moved to a different country. So it was quite brave, you can imagine. So I was an international consultant based in Warsaw. Okay. And then we moved to Rome. And my husband got an assignment in Rome, so he was able to provide for the family. And we were, me and my kid was like in a completely new environment. We didn't understand anything, we didn't speak a language, we didn't understand the culture. So it was like a new beginning. And imagine what happened if you are in a new country and you don't understand a thing, you just watch. You just stop and stare, you try to figure out how it works. And I was stunned with Rome, which is like, still I believe in this, the most beautiful city in the world. So Rome is like the biggest inspiration. So after 2 years of watching, talking to people, I also started to teach Italians. I was teaching English. I was a sort of consultant at that time for them. And they started to notice that I look differently, and they started to say it aloud, and it was so surprising because, in Poland, nobody talks about it. So you can actually, you see a person and you can appreciate, but you never say it aloud. Okay. So in Italy, it was like, oh my God, Zofia, you look different. You look, in a very special way. So your style is different. So this was a cue. And somehow after 2 years, I started to create a new brand. And it lasted for 10 years when I was actually struggling with everything. So imagine I was testing and trying solutions. I was trying to sell that way, this way, online, directly in stores, via various channels. And it wasn't that successful. It was at a certain point, it reached a climax when I was actually producing hundreds and thousands of things. And I was selling them on huge online portals. So it was quite successful, I would say. And then it happened again. I wasn't happy. So somehow yeah, I needed another, let's say, cue what to do with this. And it happened that I found Friend of the Earth. So I was drifting towards this direction for many years, and I didn't find a good solution for sustainability.
Yeah.
So imagine I was talking to producers of textiles in Europe, and the biggest producers were saying, we don't produce organic textiles because there is no demand. So how is that possible in the times when we talk about sustainability, about
There is no
environment?
demand.
There is no demand. So I went to, outside Europe. I was looking for solutions in Brazil, in Egypt, in Uzbekistan, in those kind of countries, and they provided me beautiful solutions. So I'm very grateful to the Friend of the Earth who actually introduced me to some of my suppliers, and now we could actually create something beautiful out of those fantastic textiles, and with this mission that we want to produce only sustainable
clothes.
things.
So let's talk about also the haute coat line. So why specifically have you decided to focus on coats?
Yes, so coats are my, let's say, strong suit. I would say I love coats, and
You're also wearing one of
I'm wearing one of them. So I love them and I wear them all year round. So
very elegant.
Yes, they are very elegant. They are an addition to the creation. So I think I have some capacity to make them interesting. So that's why I decided to create this line. But also, it's not the only one. So Ciriana hot coat is the premium line of coats, which is now ready to be sold. But then there is also another one which we started and we showed during our fashion show, which is a menswear, and it's called Tumulto.
Okay.
So Tumulto is it's a new line. It's a very interesting line of men's clothes, which are obviously made of the same sustainable fabrics.
Yeah, they're ecologic
fabrics, but then there is this art applied on them. So we have an artist who is actually hand painting and making them unique.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. It's very beautiful. All my guys, my sons and my husband are saying that they love them and they want to wear them. So I think it will be a success. And there is also a third line which is called Sette Sette, which is a new baby, which is a line completely made of silk. So 100% silk. It's very delicate, it's very feminine, but it's not yet that big. So we will be developing it. But we wanted to show it as well during our fashion show.
Okay, so regarding the fashion show, we remind people that it was the Beyond the Claim fashion show where around 13-14 brands from all over the world came, and they are all certified Friend of the Earth. So how did it go? Did you also make any network with the other brands?
Absolutely, yes. So we started to build relationships before the show. So we were only online, obviously, we didn't see each other, but then it was, those emotions were so high. Imagine, so everybody was hugging, at the backstage, and was so happy.
Was it your first fashion show?
Yes, it was my first fashion show, and I'm really grateful that it was this, let's say, format, because it was like a show with a mission, so nothing like, a mixture of everything of what I can do. It was like focused on what we want to show to the world in the form of sustainable
all together
clothes.
for sustainability.
Exactly. So this was a mission, sort of. So I wanted to show that those clothes are not only healthy, clean, healthy for the planet, but for the human being most of all. But also they can be beautiful. Yeah. So they were absolutely, they were amazing in my opinion, and everybody was saying that it was like, wow, yes, so you can do something, out of simple fabric, which is not dyed at all, has no color, but you can do something beautiful out of it, and you can see the class of this product. So I was really, really happy. And obviously I'm happy that we started, talking to other sustainable brands. We started to build coalitions, and we have ideas how to actually join our forces, so put everything together in order to have, to be heard, to have some impact.
We're very happy then to reunite all of you under the Friend of the Earth certification. So one last question, what are the updates, the new plans that you have for the brands for the future?
Yes, so as I mentioned, this is one company but 3 different brands, so I will develop each and every one separately, but also in a sort of under one umbrella with one mission, because we have the same, let's say, we have the same values, we have the same sources of materials and accessories and everything, but we create something different with by means of different people in those 3 brands. So we want to develop them, and we obviously want to sell them. So the question is also whether we will succeed with lowering the prices of our textiles, which will result in lowering the prices of the end product, which is for me the most important thing, because we want to make them less luxurious and more available to people. So this is the
direction.
Yes.
Then we're very happy to have welcomed you here. Thank you so much, Zofia. Let's leave out the contacts for everyone to see then the social media and also the website of the brand.
So you can actually view our collections on Ciriana website, www.ciriana.it. And also on our Instagram, Ciriana_blog.
Okay, so thank you so much, Zofia, for this interview, and we hope to collaborate also in the future, and let's invite everyone to stay updated on your channels as well. So thank you so much for the interview, and we'll see each other at the next interview. Bye.
Thank you, bye-bye.